Before the darkness consumed him, before the world knew him as the Supreme King, there was only Jaden Yuki, a bright-eyed duelist, full of life, friendship, and dreams. But every light casts a shadow, and this is the story of that shadow. Jaden's journey began like many others, drawn to the world of duel monsters by wonder and ambition. He quickly rose to become one of Duel Academy's most promising students. But his true story was written long before his first duel. It wasn't just his skill that set him apart. Jaden's bond with his monsters was different. Winged Kuribo wasn't just a card, it was a connection. A messenger from something bigger, older, something waiting. Unbeknownst to Jaden, his soul was a vessel, one that had lived countless lifetimes. In an ancient war between light and darkness, a powerful warrior once reigned, a tyrant cloaked in black flames, feared across dimensions. That warrior was the original Supreme King. When that king fell, his essence did not die. It was sealed, waiting, watching, reborn again, this time in the body of an innocent boy named Jaden Yuki. The one who remembered was Yubel, Jaden's guardian, his protector, his judge. She knew the truth, that Jaden was not just destined for greatness, he was destined to face the darkness buried deep inside himself. Even during his brightest days, Jaden sometimes felt a pull, a whisper from within. He couldn't explain it. A voice calling him in dreams, a power he didn't understand. But he ignored it, because he wasn't ready to know. Yubel watched. She waited. She guided him in silence. But the day would come when the silence shattered. The dreams grew darker. Duel spirits he'd never summoned called out his name. Faces he'd never met, but remembered. It was as if another life were bleeding through his own. One dream was different, vivid, violent. He saw himself standing at the head of an army of monsters, roaring commands, cutting down divine forces with unholy might. And worst of all, he felt proud. As Jaden dueled, the seal began to crack. Each battle chipped away at the barrier. A voice echoed louder. Pain came in moments of triumph, confusion in victory. And then, he vanished, thrown into another world, alone, hunted, broken. The Duel Academy hero became a ghost of himself. Shadows filled his path, and in those shadows, he found the truth. Visions returned, not just memories, but lifetimes. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories, 1,000 losses. The Supreme King was not a mask, he was a mirror. And when he fell to the ground, it was Yubel who lifted him up, not with kindness, but with truth. The truth that he could not escape who he was. He met the boy he used to be, not in memory, but in spirit. A child asking, "Why did we forget who we are? Why did we let go?" Jaden had no answer, just a tear and a single word. "Forgive me." Even the monsters remembered. Neos, Avian, Flame Wingman. They watched silently, waiting for the one they believed in, to believe in himself again. He didn't just accept the darkness, he forged it, molded it, wore it like armor. And with it, he became something new, something feared, something remembered. He became a conqueror, a tyrant, a god among duel spirits. And yet, something within still fought, a flicker of the boy he once was. He built more than an empire. He built isolation, a fortress of flame and shadow. And from the highest tower, he watched the world below burn and wondered, was this victory? He walked among the ruins, not of buildings, but of himself. Every duel, every defeat handed to his enemies etched another scar across his soul, until there was almost nothing left. It wasn't until he saw himself, the true self, standing across the field, summoning Neos, that he remembered why he dueled at all. Not for power, not for vengeance, but for hope. And in that moment, the light returned. Not to defeat the darkness, but to join it, to balance it. Because even the Supreme King still carried the heart of a duelist. In every duel, two souls clash, not just for victory, but for identity. The Supreme King was never born, he was remembered. But so too was Jaden. And now, the world remembers them both. This was Duel Origins. Subscribe for more untold stories behind Yu-Gi-Oh's greatest characters. And stay tuned, because the darkness has only just begun.